you know. And then they had another one, which I knew also. And so he came up, because he had such an inferiority complex. He had always demonstrated his superiority. And they did anything to make a hell for him. Musicians can be very mean. You know, they play especially a little bit wrong, you know, and a little bit late. And they drove him nuts. He was famous for breaking these conductor sticks, you know. He said, "You are all nuts!" And he broke the stick and ran away. They were going, "Great, let's go home." They made a hell for that guy. So I learned from that, you know, watching this. How do you get people around, especially people with such a false egos and no Krishna consciousness, right? Well, the first thing is humility. And the second thing, which automatically follows, is a service attitude. Uncompromising service attitude. This is what Prabhupada extended to us, this respect. Yes, you are a servant of Krishna now. How can I serve you? You know, I really hardly knew what devotional service is, but such an approach was like, you had to shape up, you know. He trusts me now to serve Krishna. He asks even how he can serve me. As you can read in Prabhupada letters all the time, you know, initiation letters, they are very funny sometimes. When he writes Prabhupada, completely new people, initiated people, you know, and he writes, "I am very pleased that I can be at your service and serve you to the best of my ability." Some hippie girl who was just taking dope just, you know, half a year down, you know, lying. And Prabhupada writes like this. This is so obliging, you know. I felt like, now I have to shape up. And that was all done with 100% consciousness. Prabhupada knew. I'm just a facilitator. The mission goes on. I'm just helping people to become part of it. Just please. That's an attitude of a preacher.
I was just thinking about this. You mentioned not depending on social circumstance.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, like, if Krishna knows that we are attached to like a certain prestige and like a certain social result of the preaching we do, then of course naturally he'll hold back the result.
He's careful.
Yeah.
He's careful. Can he trust us or not? But he's extending easily a big credit.
I was just thinking about, like, not as a single individual, but as a yatra collectively. Like,
well, yatra collectively means single individuals. Yeah. They are not a one-man show. No. It's a collective effort. But that consciousness has to be preached and has to be educated. That's real education, not some academic information. Real education is to, what can you do? Yes, pot washing is also education, very education. Practical action. This is what Prabhupada introduced us to, especially us who are not that Brahmanically qualified. Practical action. Do something. Do something for Krishna. People think, yeah. Because there's always this underlying Mayavada attitude that this is all one day. This is all powerful matter here standing around, so what? Not at all. Not at all. It can be just blissful by doing something. People get sometimes shocked. I was washing pussy, I was so happy. I don't know why. What happened? Because it's absolute. Devotion is absolute. In an absolute sense, if you chant, sit down, chant the holy name or wash pots, it's the same. Devotion is service. But that doesn't mean we should just, instead of chanting, washing pots. It's not the point. We have to keep things in proper perspective. But it's all spiritual. That's very difficult to introduce in this Mahabharata country. People have the concept that, yes, I will serve Krishna, but like that. I am the center. I'm not the Pradvasha. I am this, and I'm that. And that's how I chant. This is my way to practice Krishna. Now, you may be okay, you may not be okay. It depends how Krishna accepts that. It's like example, today go Purnima, okay. So we are thinking tonight is the Gaur Purnima festival. That festival already goes on. It started already yesterday. By putting up these flowers, by doing this, by doing that arrangement, by somebody in the kitchen, this and that. Already started. It's already going on. Mm-hmm. It's not just that, from 4 to 8 we will go on. No. It's already going on. So socially, that I mainly meant that we should not depend on social feedback. There is chance to everybody to come and take part. What's the problem? Who's stopping what? Who? And if somebody says, no, I cannot do his service for maybe legitimate reasons, that has to be dealt with very seriously. Or he got obstructed to serve Krishna. Not very good. But of course, if somebody says, I cannot serve you because I don't feel so good about it. Well, sorry. I don't feel good about the Danish weather since I came to Denmark 4 years ago. So what? There's so many things we don't feel good about. But technically spoken, if somebody is obstructed, that's where management is. Management should just clear the way for people so they can actually serve Krishna. Otherwise, what's the use to manage anything? And therefore, coordination is needed. It's only so one doesn't step on the other. Simple. The simple principle. By my action, I disturb somebody else's service. So then maybe I should just modify the action in such a way it doesn't happen or not so much. There will be always some social friction, it's unavoidable. When you put people together, it's always something going on. But it just cannot be completely destructive. So that's the only meaning of management. What's the use? Become like the Germans. They just manage for the sake of management. You have to make a highway, and we drive on it. Where are we driving? Well, we have to drive. It's use. It's minimalistic here. I know that the devotees sometimes feel like that. Be satisfied with whatever Krishna gives. Prabhupada was sometimes so happy in such a simple circumstance. It's like they built this hut in Mayapur, it was nothing. Put the wall first, that's the first thing he said, you must make a wall along the new property in Mayapur. And then they put the hut for him there. And Prabhupada sat in the hut and he was so happy. It was nothing, just a pile of dirt in a hut. Prabhupada said, it's a perfect place for preaching. He was now sitting in Mayapur. And then came all the buildings, and then came all this, and more buildings, more programs. Actually it's really interesting. I just don't upon recently when you study Prabhupada letters and all this. How all the problems started with construction of the temples. Everything started right away there. As long as there was Harinam, book distribution, and some simple place to be, that's it. Preaching, Gita. As soon as the temples came, the trouble started. Immediately people started to go, my temple, your temple. Because temples and Kanishkas. It starts immediately. As soon as you have 4 walls with some windows in it and some altar, this thing will go. So big temple, big meaning. And the fall downs immediately coming behind. The Prabhupada never wanted us to leave the Sankirtan mode. Always everybody out, preaching, out. He even said this temple's not for you. It's for people to come. He calls them in the beginning, he doesn't call them even temples. He called them the Los Angeles camp. You know.
The lost what?
Camp. Like a military camp.
Of the lost who?
Huh?
The lost who's camp?
Los Angeles.
The Lost Angels.
He writes in the letter there, something like Los Angeles camp. It's like camp, you know. That's where you revolt, and that's where the military camp is, you know. That's where you keep the ammunition, and you know, and the soldiers come back, you know, and the wounded are patched up. That's a camp. And then, but what is the meaning of the camp? You go out and fight the war. Should never turn it around. But it's all a big building. Behind every big building there's a big man. Really. And don't worry, behind every big man there's another big man. And behind that big man is another big man, and then here we go. Anyway. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Om Vishnu.